and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. I am Aliyah Hola.
And I am Johnny Campbell, your dynamic youth host. It's indeed a pleasure to be here yet another week. Good morning, Tobago. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Aliyah, how are you feeling?
I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
I can identify with that because I myself am a bit lethargic and overwhelmed, but we have to be here. Yes, we have to be here and do what we have to do. Aliyah, how did you enjoy your weekend?
What happened this weekend? This weekend was very relaxed and refreshing for me. There was a bit of happiness that evolved over the weekend, so that was good. How about you?
Viewers, this weekend I celebrated my 20th birthday, and yes, I enjoyed it. And it's all good to be happy about the fact that we have life and we have it abundantly, and we have that opportunity to breathe and grow and develop. So I'm happy for that.
So guys, you all can wish Danny happy birthday.
Belated.
Belated, of course. Down in the comments, make sure we know that she had a marvelous one. Indeed, I can't tell you what happened, but it was a marvelous one. So Johnny, tell us what happened in Tobago space.
Wow, well, there's a lot happening in Tobago space in terms of Tobago Carnival. Every week there's another band launch, or there's some kind of information or talk about Tobago Carnival, and I myself...
Or some kind of banter about
and this weekend we could also look out Tobago Juve launching their band the 13th at Johnny Q Pub House. So viewers, you can definitely pay attention and look forward to it. Aliyah, what else?
Well, I think that brings us to birthdays. So, I feel like you have a special one this morning, so I'll let you go first.
So, firstly, I would like to wish my mother a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sherman Melville Campbell, on behalf of the Melville and Beckers family. To have a enjoyable day. Next, we move on to Miss Ronique Thomas, who is also a member of the Roxborough Police Youth Club. If I'm not mistaken, Aliyah, that's our
secretary.
Oh my, I got to say treasurer.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Roro, as we call her at Roxborough Police Club. Up next, we have Mr. Rocky Carus. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best today. Next, we have Giselle Basley Nero from happy birthday from Oswald and Ria, George and Lino. And last but not least, we have Miss Crystal Morgan happy birthday to you. And as we are off for birthdays, we go over to Janet Campbell with news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Aliyah. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday 10th, 2022. First up, pushing forward with Carnival. Amidst heavy public criticism of the Tobago Carnival, the Progressive Democratic Patriots defended the work of the Carnival Committee. In a press release issued yesterday, PDP Chairman Dr. Sean Ned agreed with the public cry for more communication with stakeholders. However, he called for more patience as the Carnival Committee continues its planning under less than normal circumstances. There was an assurance that Chief Secretary Farley Augustine will provide an update later this week. In the meantime, Dr. Ned condemned politically motivated detractors, who he said are trying to derail the Tobago Carnival. Also in this news report, Assembly Legislature's Independence Gala. 60 lucky people will have the chance to attend a special Independence Gala hosted by the Assembly Legislature on August 29th. Trinidad and Tobago will mark 60 years of independence on August 31st, and the Assembly Legislature chose to commemorate the occasion by throwing a special gala. To attend the gala, interested people can apply online through the Assembly Legislature's website. The deadline for applications is August 19th, 2022. Winners will then be subjected to a security background check before invitations are issued. And lastly, in this report, trade unions protest plan for Friday. Several trade unions are joining forces for a massive protest to happen on Friday. At a press conference yesterday, Public Service Association President Leroy Batiste said they are protesting against a recent government decision to send home over 400 WASA managers. Additionally, they rejected the CPO's final offer of a 4% increase in wages. The trade union leaders also accused the government of attempting to divide them, but they will not allow it. Instead, they promised to continue advocating for workers through any means necessary. Friday's protest is set to take place in Port of Spain. Thank you. This was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you very much, Johnny. And I forgot that Johnny is of the House of Davies. So congratulations to you on winning homecoming.
Yes, thank you, Alia. Big up Davies and big up BHS alumni on a successful event.
Right. So, guys, for the rundown this morning, we have up to.
Well, interestingly enough, we have Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore coming to speak to us about their pan calendar for August. And Alia, who's up next on the rundown?
And up next on the rundown, we have Mr. Braden Roberts coming to speak to us about his recent article on no fixed rules on students. It will be an interesting.
Right, and Alia is also bringing to us another entertainment feature, so you can definitely look forward to that. And that's it on our rundown.
Right, so viewers, remember to
share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning.
919 FM and the Tobago Updates presents the Tobago Updates Morning Show live simulcast on the Street 919 FM. Start your day with all the information you want and need with the simulcast of the Tobago Updates Morning Show live Mondays to Fridays from 7 a.m. on the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation. The
best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, Tobago. Again, it's indeed a pleasure to be here. It is Wednesday, 10th of August, 2022. And in this August month, it's very special to the PAN community. And this morning, coming to speak with us is Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore, the president of PAN Trinbago. Good morning, and how are you feeling this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. I am feeling fine, yes. It's a fantastic day in August.
Yes. And as someone born in August, I can definitely say August is the best month of the year. And that goes without question, right? We're not going to debate it. But as we're speaking about PAN, I want you to firstly start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about the work that you do at PAN Trinbago.
All right, so it's no secret. I am the president of PAN Trinbago. I am very pleased to be leading the organization at this time. It has been very interesting, I should say, because as you know, I am the first female president of PAN Trinbago. And it is indeed interesting time. Our mission is about making PAN prosperous in Trinidad and Tobago. I have a fantastic team, and we have been working assiduously to ensure that we take PAN to a higher level in this country. And so far, you know, despite having 15 normal months and the other months were really during the pandemic, we are still standing. You know, PAN was born out of struggle and resistance. And what that would have led or built within us is resilience. And so despite we might have had difficult times and so on during my reign, I must let you know that we are still standing and we are prepared to continue the work that we are doing.
And in the same feat of continuing the work that you are doing, I know you all have activities carded for this month of August. I will now like you to elaborate on some of the activities that you all have planned.
So this month we are celebrating 30 years since PAN has been declared the national musical instrument of Trinidad and Tobago by former Prime Minister Patrick Manning. And since then, PAN Trinbago has been celebrating, having a number of activities during this month. Under my leadership term, we have put in place an events committee led by a group of young people like yourself. And I can tell you, they are so energetic that we have a packed calendar of events. And just Sunday, we had our church service, and we are going to be having a church service here in Tobago, the Tobago region, led by Celicia James. They are going to be having a church service at the Montgomery Moravian Church on Sunday. And so we expect all the Tobago bands to be there with their flags for the blessing of the flags and all of that. We are really focusing this year on our youth and also on our leaders, because PAN is not just about the music, it is also about human capital development. It is about community service. And because of that, we need to do a little more. And so we are going to be having two special events. One on the 21st, which is for our leaders, where we are going to give them their rewards. They have been working so hard. I mean, I am a steel band leader.
Right.
And when you go in a pan yard, it is more than the music. It is all about molding minds. It is all about developing our youth and preparing them for the future. And so we are going to be recognizing those leaders for the hard work that they have done. Also, on the 28th, we are going to be having our youth gala. And we are going to be acknowledging our young arrangers, our young tuners, and our young pan makers, and so we expect people like Kirsch Ramsey, O.J. Richards, Michael Toby from Tobago, Marina Marfan, Keishon Julian, and all of those young people from Tobago will be there because they too are excellent young arrangers. So we know youth is future, and so we are going to be recognizing our young people. And so we have a number of other events tomorrow. There will be a new pan factory opening in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes.
Wow.
We are going to be attending that, and it is also World Steel Pan Day. And so we are going to be celebrating that. So many events where we acknowledge. We will continue also to push for the parliamentary proclamation of PAN as the national musical instrument. We believe it is very important that it be backed up by law. All right, our Hansard must show that it is really the musical instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. So we continue to push, we continue to do things all over Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago region is also going to be having an event, and I expect that Ms. James and her team will roll out that event where it's a pan blockorama.
Wow.
So that is coming up. We're going to be having pan all over. And so I really, really look forward to those activities here in Tobago in particular.
Well, Miss Ramsey, if is one thing they can't say that PAN Trinbago is inactive, because we're seeing a plethora of different activities being rolled out. I myself can't keep up with so much of the activities that you just highlighted.
I came home yesterday. I'm going back as soon as we're done here. And then I have so many events to go to. I'm thinking, how do I share up? All the members of the executive, the media want to talk to us. We have to go to this one. All the regions are having activities. South is having activities this weekend. East is having activities. And the various PAN sides, the various bands are also having activities. PAN is alive and well in Trinidad and Tobago.
You know something that I really want to hear about? I had the privilege of attending PAN camps.
Yes.
And that was a big thing while I was in primary school and a little into secondary school, and I was a part of the Tiantec East Side, PAN side. Yes, big side.
Big side, yes.
Big side. So I'm not aware if you all have any intention of, in the future, you know, bringing back such an initiative, because I do think that it's much needed in terms of developing the talents of our young people from early. So
correct. A number of bands have their junior sides, because you know there's where we have the nursery. And what would have happened this year in particular, we are now moving out and coming out from COVID restrictions. Those bands have been, instruments have been there 2 years, you know, nothing much is happening. And so whilst we try to recover from all of that, I can tell you that for 2023, all bands will be having their junior camps as we accustomed having it. So yes, it is going to happen in a wide scale in 2023.
lovely, lovely information being shared here by Mrs. Ramsey Moore. I also saw a flyer on your social media indicating a pop-up shop, Pan Trinbago, networking in Pan on August 12th. Can you speak to us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we are asking all our bands and persons who are in the steel pan community. As you know, the steel pan community is a huge community.
Right.
We have over 200 bands in Trinidad and Tobago, and so we are giving them an opportunity to come and sell.
Right.
All right, we market, we advertise, and so they are going to be bringing their goods, and we are going to have a day of sales and music. You know, and the Tobago region will be there.
What are some of the goods though that?
All right, so we are going to be having some of course, some steel pan items on sale, but whatever you have, for example, Tobago region will be selling crab and dumpling with provision, pork and dumpling and provision,
Right.
and they will also be selling Tobago products, bene balls, tulum, tambran ball, whatever. So it will be a day when you can come in the Queen's Park Savannah and get whatever you need. I mean, so many persons have asked for space. I think by now the committee handling that is saying no, we can't take any more. So that, and there will also be entertainment.
All right, lovely. I look forward to hearing some pan entertainment
Of course,
specifically. So, you know, as we're speaking about pan and so forth, in your capacity as president of Pan Trinbago, I would like you to just tell us a little bit about some of the major challenges that the pan community is facing by large and how you think it can be rectified.
All right, so one of the things that we have, I'm proud to say that we have done, is to transform the organization by putting in proper structures.
Okay.
All right. One of the things that was lacking, and I mean, it's no secret, you hear it all over Trinidad and Tobago that we need to organize in terms of our management or administration. I am very proud to say that we have built out a structure in our administration that we are extremely proud. For the very first time in 33 years, Pan Trinbago has a clean audit. You know, that was where we fell down administratively over the years. And I think under my leadership, we have put the internal controls, all the systems in place to ensure that there is sound financial management. No mismanagement, no wasting, no pilfering. We have put the systems in place, and so we are extremely proud. What I can tell you is that our bands out there are very strong and solid.
Definitely.
There was no problems really, because if you notice, even here in the Tobago region, you know, we dominate, Tobago region dominates the medium category and also the small band category. So in terms of the bands in the communities, fantastic work. The challenge that we had was really an administrative challenge, and we have fixed that. What we will continue to do is to work so that we can stand on our own 2 feet, working towards self-sufficiency, being in charge of yourself. You know, I always say, you know, Pan was born out of struggle, but why are we still struggling today? You know, why are we still struggling today? We have an instrument that we are so proud of. Administratively, we should not be hewers of wood and drawers of water. In other words, we should prosper in all things, and there is where we are heading. We say prosperity in Pan, so we must prosper financially and also socially, because we really, as you know, and you are into youth work, and so you would understand that the majority of persons who play the national instrument are young people.
Right, they are.
No, a lot of women. And so we too are playing a very important role in governance in this country as we work with government and corporate Trinidad and Tobago to ensure that our people are developed through the music. Yeah?
Particularly, is there any intention to take any Pan side or just Pan out of the Caribbean region and meet that international audience through cultural exchanges and so forth?
Bands are always traveling. Right now, I know there are bands outside in England, and people are planning now to go to Miami Carnival. And so one of the unique things outside of bands, Trinidad and Tobago export not only the music through the bands and so on, but our arrangers and our tuners, or even down to the judges. Recently I went to St. Lucia, and we went there. They invited us to come up, and we went there. Our judges went, participated, judged their carnival, the panorama, and all of that. So we export our talent and all of that. I mean, this steel pan diaspora is as wide and large, and I really, really feel very happy and very privileged to be leading the organization at this time. I must also let you know that very soon, you were hearing a lot of rumblings and all kind of thing, but very soon, I stand very solid in Trinbago, despite, so many Tobagonians are concerned, Mr. Ramsimo, we've seen this is happening and that is happening, but I stand very solid. I have the backings of the majority of the bands, and we move because of the regulations that restricted us from having our convention. And very soon, in the month of October, early in October, we are going to be moving into our convention and election. And I can tell you that I feel extremely confident that I will put on a cocktail.
Yes, because as we were on Facebook, I saw a person saying, when is Trinbago elections?
Well, it is, and it is not just an election. You see, that is where people were getting tied up and they were linking it. This one had an election. No, it is a meeting. It is a convention that must be, we must have at least a certain percentage of the bands, 60% of the bands present before, and so they are there, and they are calling on the Prime Minister to intervene, and this one to intervene. The majority of bands endorse the decision of the Central Executive to postpone the election until it was safe to do so. So I am like, you're calling the Prime Minister to intervene. The Prime Minister, the PNM did not have their convention either. And we understand that, you understand, because based on what was happening in the country at the time, we could not. And so we were taken to court by one particular band, and they lost the matter. They lost. So the thing about it is that we just have to do what is right, and that is exactly what we did. And now we've held a meeting of bands, and we had a large turnout. And although well, I don't want to really call them. All those who opposed and who were very miserable and creating all the confusion out there, they were silenced. The majority of members silenced them. So I know for a fact that majority of our members are fully supportive of the Central Executive and the decision that it took. But that is water under the bridge. We would have announced that we are going into our convention and election on the first Sunday of October.
Well, I'm glad that you shared such pertinent information.
Of course, and it's coming here first, eh?
It's coming here first, only on Tobago Updates, and particularly Youth Wednesday.
That's
but
right.
I cannot bring you on the show and not speak a little bit about the very topical issue, Tobago Carnival. So, from your interactions thus far, right? I know that you made a Facebook post basically calling for more information. You were clamoring that we need more information on what is taking place in terms of a calendar of events. People are lost. People want to know what is taking place, and you had mixed views about it on Facebook, some in agreement, some looking at it as probably, it being possibly politically motivated and whatnot. What is your real take on the Tobago Carnival? Just elaborate on it a little bit.
All I want is that the Tobago Carnival turns out to be one of the best in the world. That is all I want.
Right.
I am Tobagonian. And not just Tobagonian. Tobagonian was who would have contributed. I served in the Tobago House of Assembly, you know. I was elected, you know.
Oh my, I
at
didn't know.
30, you see, you didn't know youth. 32 years old, 8 months pregnant.
All right.
Elected. I think I must probably be the only pregnant woman that passed through the Tobago House of Assembly. Be given the responsibility for community development and the culture, also served in youth and sports. Tobago means a lot to me. Tobago's development means a lot to me. All right? I just want to put... So when people talk about politically motivated, and I mean, I am not getting caught up with that. But the controversy for the carnival is good. And I think I made that post out of frustration.
Right.
All right? Because here it is. People are asking, people are calling our headquarters. Steel pan lovers all over the world. Mr. Ramsimo, what is happening with Repan in Tobago? And all I can say is I don't know. I know that the Tobago region would have put forward proposals, withdrawn the proposals, send forward proposals again, and we're just waiting on a word what it is. We want to understand what is happening. People are asking questions. When will the Juve, you know which day is the Juve, do you know?
No, I don't.
Do you know where the Juve will be happening?
No,
Is it happening in Scarborough? Is it happening in Roxborough?
No, I
don't. Is it happening? So all we need is more information, and that is all. Because I sit on the NCC board as a Tobagonian. And I am trying to control this thing because you know what's happening? You get a sense that this is we thing. We don't want nobody tell us nothing. But you know what is going to happen? I am looking down the road. Because down the road for me means then there might end up being a Trinidad Carnival and then a Tobago Carnival. I am a part of a national organization that over 12, sometimes 13 bands go down to Trinidad to participate in the Panorama Finals. Down the road, what's going to happen? Is it not one day Tobago bands will have to stay home because Trinidad talk spelting all around, you know. I am looking down the road, and as much as we want to do our own thing here, there must be collaboration. Because once you talk pan in the carnival, then you talk pan Trinbago, and pan Trinbago is sitting down on NCC board. And so we must find ways to collaborate, because there is a lot of things that NCC don't have to get involved, but we have resources that we can pump into pan.
So are you saying that thus far the NCC board has not been able to collaborate with the Tobago House of Assembly in executing?
The NCC came to Tobago and met with the Chief Secretary and I think it was the Secretary, and saying, listen, we are willing to support and to help in whatever way. We're not coming here to take over anything. We are coming to support. But I don't think that support was really received in a meaningful way. And when we have 3 Tobagonians sitting down as commissioners on the NCC board, and I am saying make use of us. We don't want to be on any board to receive any stipend, but we have the experience, we have the knowledge, make use of us. And what I want to do for Tobago is to assist in marketing Tobago's carnival within the diaspora, the steel pan diaspora. That is all I want to do. Give me the information. We have thousands of pan lovers in Trinidad. You remember that medium band finals we brought here in Tobago, and the energy?
Yes, it was very vibrant.
Very, very vibrant. And it's all because we collaborated, Trinidad and Tobago. And I am saying that nothing is wrong with collaboration, even if you're cooking your own pot. Nothing is wrong in saying, taste, girl, taste this and tell me if it tastes good. And I go tell it, Nailene, a little bit more salt. Nobody will know that. You know what I'm saying? And that is all we are saying. All Tobagonians want is the information. And when I say dance a yard before you dance abroad, it doesn't mean that I did not say not to dance abroad, you know. I did not say that you're not supposed to dance abroad. What I meant is that we need to have a buy-in from your local stakeholders.
Right.
And once we have it, then it's no problem. So when you're going up there, to tell you, when is the Juve? When is the Silpan events? We just need to know. But I want to say that I am very proud of our Secretary of Tourism and Culture, because she reached out to us and we had a meeting, Trinbago and the Secretary, where we had representatives. The Tobago region invited me to be a part of that, and we had a very cordial meeting. And what we can say is that there will be events here in Tobago, REPAN, and we are now awaiting the final word. We know for sure that we are going to have 2 events. Those events will be ruled out by the Tobago region. I will not rule out those events here, but the Tobago region will
wow,
expand.
Because I was just about to ask you, what are your plans for Tobago Carnival?
Right. So that is up to Miss Alicia James and her region, but I must say we had a cordial meeting, and sometimes we fall down, but when we fall down, we get up. And I want to say that I really look forward to us moving full speed ahead, all hands on deck. And I want to do whatever I can in my Trinidad space and also in the international space, where we have a number of steel pan enthusiasts, so that they too can know definitely that this is happening for pan. I am coming for pan on the Friday. And if I come for pan on the Friday, then I can stay over, because this is happening on the Saturday and this is happening on the Sunday. As you know, we need to plan way ahead. NCC is launching 2023 Carnival in September. We are launching Panorama 2023 in November. And we already have our calendar of events planned out.
Right, because I was subsequently going to ask you, to compare the timing in terms of the launches in Trinidad versus Tobago, because some persons have been asking, as a result of this whole situation and the outcry for a calendar of events, when is it that the calendar of events actually comes out in Trinidad? So, because
that is going to definitely, as I said, in September, most likely by Republic Day, there will be the launch, and so you know exactly. We have submitted our calendar to NCC, so that will form a part of the package when we announce. As even we are still awaiting a discussion with the Tobago House of Assembly. We sent out a letter so that we can discuss the finals to take place in Tobago again. We really want to bring that. We see that as our pan tourism product, where we move thousands of people from Trinidad, our pan players. And that event, the last time, I tell you, the hoteliers, everybody was so happy, because that was sort of the last kind of big gathering we had in Tobago just before the pandemic. All right, and so a number of persons are going to benefit again, but we need to have the discussion, and we await the response from the THA when we can come to sit, so that we can finalize that, yes, for the real, there is going to be that finals taking place in Tobago again.
Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey-Moore. This was indeed an enriching conversation, and I was able to learn a lot about the work of Pan Trinbago, and then we culminated it with Tobago Carnival, something that we can all look forward to. Trinidad and Tobago is a culturally rich place.
Correct.
And we shall all embrace our culture, including that of Pan. And I do anticipate Pan playing an integral role in our upcoming Tobago Carnival and Trinidad Carnival. Well, I'm not sure if it will be Trinidad and Tobago Carnival by February. I'm not sure.
Well, I am fighting. I know you're winding up, but sometimes we sit in certain places, and some people in Trinidad get the feeling as though they don't want us. And then I know what is going to end up happening is that they will tell me, well, you know what? You and your Panorama in Tobago,
stay in Tobago.
I'm telling you, and I'm watching that very closely, but we will work extremely hard to ensure that it does not happen.
All right, and we do look forward to that. So viewers, continue to stay tuned to the Tobago Updates morning show. Remember, share the live, share the live, share the live.
I just want a microphone. Morning.
where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Ex-Sales Power Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And in this segment, we are going to be interviewing Tutors Tobago President, Mr. Braden Roberts, as he speaks to us about his recent article on fixed hairstyles for school. So good morning to you, Mr. Roberts, and how are you?
Good morning, I'm all right. Good morning to the viewers.
So to start off this interview, tell us, what are your views as it pertains to hairstyles for children at school on all levels?
I think it was made out to be a bigger issue than it really is. I'm not aware of any recent incidents where students would have been asked to leave the compound or denied education because of their hairstyle. I do know, however, over the years, even during my time, there was emphasis on having students well-groomed, and well-groomed would have been based on the perception of the principal or the teacher of the time as a low-cut hairstyle. And for the girls, your natural hair, properly braided. But I haven't seen in recent time it's an issue. Those things have not been regulations written anywhere. Based on the Education Act, students have to be well-groomed. It does not say what type of hairstyle is considered well-groomed. So I believe more is made out of it than it really is. I haven't heard of persons being denied of late. Actually, I've been seeing some hairstyles that can come across as quite distracting. So we need to be careful how we manage this. Persons express themselves differently, as I would have commented previously. But in expressing themselves freely, it should not be a distraction to others. So it needs to be managed. And if we do more of the character education, the moral education, and so forth, we would encourage persons to express themselves in a more acceptable manner, in such a way it doesn't bring across a distraction to others.
When you say that the rules aren't written anyway, do you mean that they aren't written within the school rule book that you are given within schools? Because I know for a fact that within a school on the east and a school on the western side of the island, high school I'm speaking about, within the rule book there is a part of the hairstyle specifically to girls that states you are not supposed to do this type of natural hairstyle pertaining to afro, and you are not supposed to do this type of hairstyle, and it only relates to African females and males. So when you speak about that they aren't written, what do you mean?
Well, school rules can't trump the guidelines and the direction from the Education Act. Schools will develop their rules to guide their operation, and that's what it will do, guide. School cannot deny a child education because of the hairstyle.
But persons have been denied education because of the hairstyle.
I have not heard of that in the recent past, I would say. Those were things that you would hear of in the past. But
in the past as it pertains to how long? How long is the past? Because I'm speaking about last year, this year.
I am not aware. I was just saying I'm not aware of such.
The issue as it pertains to hairstyle, do you see it as an ethnic issue? Because as far as the reports have shown, there haven't been persons of Caucasian or Indian or anything along the colonial line that speaks to them being sent home more than the African children.
Well, I believe it's more of culture. Principals, teachers, not like teachers of today or principals, if it's still happening, would have just decided that they're not accepting these hairstyles. Even in my time going to school, I tried having the height up, and teachers weren't in agreement with the height up, and with the girls, whether it's the extensions or whatever they put into the hairstyle. It's something that we were taught coming through the system. Even early days as I started teaching, you always look at even the correct belt. Some teachers have an issue, or some principals have an issue with those who have the double hole belt that goes all the way around. Or you have a shoes with a little white Nike tick on it. I believe the focus has not been so much on the more pertinent things, but it's not a target on African students, I would say. It's just some of these upbringings we would have had over the years that would have been handed down. The world has moved much further into the various human rights and so forth, so it's not for us to just buckle down on things we have learned donkey years ago. We have to be able to conform and be able to focus on the more important things, however, not letting go too much of some of the basic standards we would want to have.
Do you agree with the sentiments displayed on Emancipation Day by the Chief Sec as it pertains to we are in the 21st century and schools need to evolve and hairstyles need to be accepted as females and males need to be able to be creative in their hairstyles and portrayal of when they go into school?
Yes, most definitely, but it's not like you just switch. Just as with the corporal punishment, if you are going to take away corporal punishment, there must be something in place to help with discipline. So it's not that you just relax everything and hope for the best. So as I would have mentioned earlier, we need to do a lot more in the moral education, focus on the character building of a child. So it's not that when we say, okay, we are not putting restrictions to hairstyle, you don't go all crazy with your hairstyle and then that's your focus when you come to school, where your colleagues more looking at the style of your hair and that's where your focus is. So if we get the character building and the moral education going out, where students would have greater respect for themselves and would care about themselves in a way where it's not a distraction. Yes, we are heading in a direction, so it's not that I'm against, I'm in support of it. But when you go into these outright freedom, you need to work on other aspects as well.
What hairstyle do you deem as being disrespectful to yourself? That is a really interesting statement that you made. It's interesting to me because as a female going to school, Afro was deemed disrespectful, Bantu knots was deemed disrespectful. Anything as it pertains to my natural African hair was deemed disrespectful. So how do you, and the Indians, none of their hairstyles were disrespectful, and they had some of the same hairstyles. So how do you deem a hairstyle disrespectful and respectful within the school space?
I wouldn't say the hairstyle disrespectful. I don't know if that's the comment I would have made. However, my focus is it not being a distraction. So your hairstyle should not be that's where your focus is. And if you have respect for yourself, if you want to bring in respect, you should not need to express your hairstyle in such a way to be gaining attention or your purpose of your hairstyle is to attract attention from persons. So if that's the way we want to speak about the respect, then that's the angle I'll be looking at. But the main thing is your hairstyle or your general deportment should not be a distraction to the real purpose of schooling.
Someone on the live asked the question of, as it pertains to there being rules with students at school, are there rules for the teachers' hairstyles as well?
There's a general rule about deportment, and you need to be well groomed. So yes, there are general guidelines for teachers. Teachers should not be even strong cologne or earrings that may be seen as a distraction, or even the type of your attire should not be a distraction. And I want us to focus on that. When students come to school, they should be in an environment where they can focus on learning. So there is the general guideline for teachers and for students to have their deportment in such a way where it doesn't distract others from the real purpose.
Could it be in the future that you all define well-groomed as, no, you don't come to school with a twist-out, you don't come to school with an afro? Could it be specifically labeled as it, because well-groomed to me and well-groomed to you could mean totally different thing, because well-groomed for me could be an afro where I hold up my hair in a nice afro and go to school. It could also be holding up my hair in bantu knots and go to school and it's neatly done, but that wouldn't be well-groomed for you, as it have been labeled in the past that isn't well-groomed. So could it be that you all place regulations where well-groomed has a distinct definition and guideline worded to it?
Well, I believe they would have specifically stayed away from that, because different persons may have different conditions as to why they would need to have their hair in a particular way. But the key thing is distraction. So whether your hairstyle is the afro hairstyle, it should not be in such a way where probably adding colors to it, or the way in which you design the whatever the style is. That's where the focus is. So I believe too much is being made of it, and it should not be a distraction. That's the key thing, and that's why I believe it was not spelled out in the regulations where the Education Act is concerned, because different persons will need leeway to do different things to their hair based on their condition. So it's not so much of it needs to see if it can have a twist or not.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that you would like to say more on this issue, especially to students? Because I know that there are students looking on who will feel as though, yeah, I don't get sent home for this, especially for the men, right? Let me ask this question. When I was going to school, there was a rule that is still there, that if you enter school with cornrows or plaits, you are allowed. But if you don't enter school with it, and for some reason or the other, you are coming back to school in the other September and you have plaits or anything, you will be sent home. Like, I have seen guys from my year group been sent home on suspension for months until you cut your hair and come back. What happens there?
Well, I have seen things to the contrary. I have seen where students know, I'm seeing some hairstyles now that, I mean, would not have been accepted in the past, that have been accepted now. So I'm not certain of persons who are being sent home now because of such, especially with the pandemic and persons coming back out to school. Persons
like
came
the
back.
Pandemic just allowed them to do anything, like they just let them come back because it was a pandemic.
Well,
because some schools did say because it was a pandemic and we know that you all don't have enough time, okay, cool, no problem. But these are the rules and this is what it should have happened and it didn't happen.
Well, I would not be able to control what principals and teachers do in their management, but from my understanding, my observation, it has been not so, they have not been so stringent in the recent past where hairstyle is concerned. And my contribution to the topic of hairstyle is where it's a distraction or not. That's my viewpoint.
This is the last question. If going forward from today, someone has to go to school, even ras is a problem in school. If someone has to go to school with an afro or ras or bantu nuts or plaits hair or plaits as boys, and they are sent home, what do they do then?
Well,
what do you recommend that they do?
Well, education falls under the division in Tobago, so you seek the attention of the school supervisor or the administrator or well, not so much the secretary, because those are politicians. The administrator or the school supervisor, and they would be able to intervene in such a matter. And I would say I went through Scarborough and Signal Hill with an afro.
Yeah, not my time. You can handle that. But thank you very much for joining us this morning, and it was indeed a pleasure having a discussion on this topic, because I was sent home, like you had plenty, for my hair, and it was not nice, because that is my hair and it's my African beauty. But you know, so viewers, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure, cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along and never look back chick. Trendy,
where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Susolines, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Exhales power by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
There's a taste in the air everywhere. Feel the vibe, cause it's something to share. Smooth, rich and creamy, you'll find it right here. Makes you smile, relax a while, it's fun and good cheer. Ooh, enjoy every scoop. Ooh, every taste will get you hooked. We have flavors that you love, a combination special. Come along, enjoy your treats. This is Uncle Pete's.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates morning show. And in this segment, we have a photo for you guys of Tobago back in the day. So, for the viewers, could you all guess where this is? I mean, if me and Johnny could have sat here and gotten it, it's really easy, guys. So I think that you all could get this one.
I don't think anybody should get this picture wrong because it's evident not much has changed really, Alia.
Exactly. Like, really and truly. Not much has changed. Like the buildings today, the next building, all the buildings today, there's that one was recently removed.
Yeah, the infrastructure is pretty much the same. The roads bumpy same way, everything.
Scrimped. I'm sure Jody gonna say that boy.
No, but it's the truth. I'm sure everybody gonna get the correct answer, man. This is a popular photo. Ali, are we gonna check the live?
Well, I'm checking and nobody has commented thus far, so I'm waiting to see who gets it really like, come on, viewers, this is really
very
easy. Like, really easy.
We're waiting on you guys. This is our giveaway picture. This is one of the easiest pictures I have seen so far. Very identifiable.
The sign still where it is, the stop sign.
Everything pretty much is the same.
The fire things still there. The people that still lying on that corner right there. Same everything.
The only difference now you might see some people selling some vegetables.
Yeah, and then there's there was a valuable institution there, but there's also one there now too.
Yes. So nobody can comment yet?
No, I ain't seen nobody. Like, my life's ticking.
That's a big.
Alright. So Karen James says Burnett Hill. Stamp them out says Burnett Hill Uptown. Richard Harris says Burnett Hill. So I feel like it's Burnett Hill, yes or no? But I don't feel like that's the answer. But that's the answer. It's Burnett Hill.
You're complicating the thing, man.
I prefer someone to say Burnett Hill by Phillips next to James Park. Give you the exact, like...
You want too much.
Give you the exact thing now. You see, I like this. My mommy said Burnett Hill, James Park, there is no RBC Bank. You see, direct answers. Big up Riao all the time. Direct answers. That's how I was trained. They give the direct answer for every... Love it.
Elaborate.
Just give us everything. And Mr. Dale Peter says Uptown James Park. See? Principal and mommy, proper things. Exact. But viewers, how was your morning, Jenny? It was a lovely morning,
It was indeed a lovely morning. I enjoyed both interviews and I hope our viewers did as well.
Right. It was indeed a lovely morning for me. I was happy that there was a lot of information given in both interviews for the viewers, and I hope that you all capitalize on that. That's it for us here today on the Youth Morning Show. We now take you over to Tobago News and then with GMT with Candice after.
Herbs and spices like rosemary, thyme, and nutmeg add flavor to many dishes, but they also have significant medicinal value. That was the focus of this Herbs and Spices seminar spearheaded by the Kendall Farm School. The two-day workshop saw just over 50 participants learning about the health benefits of various plants. Many of them found the course an eye-opener.
The knowledge of the medicinal purposes of those plants that we grow up with that we take for granted. Alright, stanfern is so powerful, but you just take it and you stamp it on your hand. You have a tattoo, an immediate tattoo, and that was fun when you was growing up, but you didn't know the real purpose of this plant. So it's interesting. This would be another way to deal with some of those illnesses without having those harsh side effects.
Once we put the knowledge to use, it can be very beneficial, not just for self, but so many people are suffering with all types of ailments, and more and more, as you were saying, doctors will give you remedy for the symptom, not the cause at times. These herbs will help us live longer and more healthier lives.
The sessions also included some practical elements as it relates to irrigating different types of medicinal plants. Technical Field Officer Potter Bruno gives some insight into that aspect of the course.
What I want to show them tomorrow, God willing, is how they could commercialize a venture like that. So I will be putting in an irrigation system on a bench using spaghetti tubes and spikes and stuff like that, right? On the outside there tomorrow, God willing, I want to lay down a drip irrigation system. Then we will plant according to where the drips are.
It's expected that the participants will put the knowledge into practice, whether it's to start a business or to improve their health.
We would like to stimulate agribusiness in Tobago, right? Herbs and spices, something, as I would have mentioned before, we use every day, not just in our meals but also for medicinal purposes, right? Simple agro-processing like green seasoning, pepper sauces are things that we can stimulate, the public and empower them. It would stimulate small businesses within our communities, within Tobago on a whole. In so doing, we are going to promote revenue generation within our island.
This seminar was the first in a series of agricultural courses taking place during the July-August period. Here the topics include water and drip irrigation, systems and techniques for water conservation, as well as ginger production. For more information, people can call the Kendall Farm School at 660-4395.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Na 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na 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 na. Wake up with Candace and Denasia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad and the region, with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Amidst heavy criticism of the Tobago Carnival, the Progressive Democratic Patriots defended the work of the Carnival Committee. In a press release issued yesterday, PDP Chairman Dr. Sean Ned agreed with the public cry for more information with stakeholders. However, he called for more patience as the Carnival Committee continues its planning under less than normal circumstances. There was an assurance that Chief Secretary Farley Augustine will provide an update later this week. In the meantime, Dr. Ned condemned politically motivated detractors who he said are trying to derail the Tobago Carnival. In some other news, 60 lucky people will have the chance to attend a special Independence Gala hosted by the Assembly Legislature on August 29th. Trinidad and Tobago will mark 60 years of independence on August 31st, and the Assembly Legislature chose to commemorate the occasion by throwing a special gala. To attend the gala, interested people can apply online through the Assembly Legislature's website. The deadline for the application is August 19th. Winners will then be subjected to a security background check before invitations are issued. And in some national news, several trade unions
are joining forces for a massive protest action on Friday. At a press conference yesterday, Public Servants Association President Leroy Baptiste said they are protesting against the recent government decision to send home over 400 WASA managers. Additionally, they rejected the CPO's final offer of 4% increase in wages. The trade union leaders also accused the government of attempting to divide them, but they will not allow it. Instead, they promised to continue advocating for workers through any means necessary. Friday's protest is set to take place in Porto, Spain on Friday. And that was your news in 90 seconds. And before we get started into things this morning, and just for by way of a public service announcement, we just at Tobago Updates want to emphasize that we are in no way affiliated with Tobago Channel 5. Again, we at Tobago Updates, we are in no way affiliated with Tobago Channel 5. I mean, there seems to be a little bit of a confusion and misconception. So, I mean, I just want the public to know that Tobago Updates, it's its own separate entity, and again, not attached in any way to Tobago Channel 5. But moving on from that, we are getting into our conversation for this morning. And first up is Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters, and you know him as the president of the chairman, of the Trinidad Carnival Committee. So a special good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing? Okay, I think that we may not have him on the air as yet, but of course, like I said, you know, the conversation on the Tobago Carnival is continuing. No, we had that mess. Okay, no, I think we have them on now. Good morning to you, Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters. How are you doing?
Please record your message. When you have finished your recording, you may hang up or press
I think we may have lost him again. All right, but yes, I mean, we will be speaking to him. Well, hopefully we can get him pretty soon to just speak on some matters of Carnival. We know that, you know, in Trinidad, there's been a lot of talk. Okay, there was a lot of talk here in Tobago. I mean, we had one of those people who made some comments, Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore. She was on with Janae this morning on our youth show, just explaining her perspective on things and, you know, just stating the fact that we want this as a cultural body. They want this Tobago Carnival to be a success. However, they are concerned that certain information is not being told to the public, and especially when it comes to stakeholders. You're not having that information going out there. But Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore said, you know, they were able to, after she made that social media comment, they were able to have a conversation, and there are 2 pan events that are coming up soon. So in case you missed that interview, don't worry, you can always go back and look through it later on, and you know, you can have that information. You know, additionally, we have a lot of we had the PDP now come out and release a statement that's saying that perhaps some of the comments that are being issued in the public space are politically motivated, and they are not giving the Tobago Carnival Committee a chance to do what it needs to do to make sure that Carnival can be a success in October. Of course, we know it's just over 2 months away. I mean, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of work that has already been done. And we are certainly looking forward to finding out a bit more of the information in terms of what exactly is planned. Now, it was a concern about that Grenada trip. And I think that Grenada trip is wrapping up now. We should expect the officials to be returning home if they have not returned home as yet. But, you know, one of the things that was repeated was that, you know, we went to Grenada to say that we are having a carnival in October, but we did not say, we were not able to say what were the things that people can expect at that carnival in October. So, you know, it's a valid concern in some respects, you know, because, you know, if you're going to be selling a product, you have to know what exactly the product is. What is it going to do? All the details about it. And there seems to not have that information coming out there. So, you know, we're hoping, we got word that, you know, perhaps the Chief Secretary, Mr. Valley Augustine, will be coming out later this week to share some information about what's happening with the Tobago Carnival. And perhaps people can have that information and be able to put some plans in place Now the problem is that, you know, people are concerned that because they don't have those plans and that sort of thing, they can't properly, you know, organize events and organize their schedules, because they want to, I mean, they want to have enough time to put things in place so nothing is rushed, because we know when things are rushed, that's when there's a lot of confusion that brews, and it makes for a miserable experience, and it puts a damper on the time that, you know, the patrons have. So, you know, it is one of the concerns that, you know, that's floating around there in the public space. Now, I know that also today we've received some information today that the Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Tasha Barish, she is on her way to St. Vincent this morning on another tourism outreach situation there. So we're looking forward to hearing some more information on that. I've not received official information yet, but we're hoping that that information gets released soon, and then we can have all the details about what that trip is supposed to be about. And additionally, now we've had a lot of things happening in the national space. Now, we saw that the police was offered a 4% increase in wages for the period 2014 to 2021, and you know, they have rejected that. The protective forces, they have rejected that, and they're saying that that's enough, not enough for the work that's been going out there, and, you know, in relation to the increase of the cost of living. And it seems as though that 4% offer that they receive is going to be across the board for all the different sections of the public servants and so on. So the trade unions are now in uproar about that, and they are saying no, that cannot be tolerated, and they will not settle for 4%. So we're going to see what happens. Is the big protest that's going to be planned on Friday. And another one of their concerns is about the situation with WASA. You know, we've had, first we heard over the weekend that like over 200, 50% of the managerial staff would be sent home. But later on in the week, we found out that, you know, they're actually going to send home the entire managerial complements, and ask them to reapply. And these persons would be considered based on their qualifications and experience, but primarily their qualifications. Now, and this is because Minister of Public Utilities, Marvin Gonzalez, released, there was a report that was done and some investigations that was done, and it highlighted some discrepancies. And one of the discrepancies is amongst the managerial staff, where there were some managers that were in existence, but they did not have any staff under them. So in other words, they were just there for the position. There are some questions about how these people were hired and so on. However, as a result of that, everybody would have to be sent home, and there's going to be a whole restructuring of that managerial structure. So we're going to see what happens there. We're being told, okay, well, I think we're getting information now that Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters is on the line. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am good. It's great to hear you this morning.
Good to hear you as well.
All right. Now, of course, we'd have loved to have you here in Tobago, but seeing as though we have to reach out to you virtually, I would like to get your perspective on what's been happening with the Tobago Carnival. Now, we've had a lot of discussions, a lot of comments floating around there. There was some discontentment about, you know, the information about Carnival. So I just want to get your perspective on what's been said in the public so far.
Well, I don't know what is being said. I'm hearing like everybody else. We spoke to the Tobago House of Assembly in the initial stages of the announcement of the Tobago Carnival, and since after that, we haven't had any communication with them in terms of what's happening. Other than what I'm hearing that, you know, they're going to Grenada having exchanges with Grenada and what have you, but I don't have any information. The truth be told is I don't know what is happening with Tobago Carnival. That's the long and short.
Hmm. So you're telling me that the NCC was not reached out for information or for assistance or technical support in terms of producing this carnival in Tobago?
No, it wasn't.
And as the NCC chairman, what are your views on not being included?
Well, it is because people are sufficient to do whatever they want and they think that they can do it on their own way without needing any input from the NCC.
Okay. And then when it comes to the Tobago Carnival and being its own entity and being its own identity, I guess, different from what what Trinidad does. I know you had some strong views in regards to, that, because I know you've said before on various platforms where Tobago Carnival cannot be a success without those elements of what makes that Trinidad Carnival a success. So I would like you to just elaborate a little more on that.
I do not believe that any Trinidad-style carnival in the world would ever be successful as they are without the input of, without the imbuement of Trinidad in their carnival. That is the reason why they are having it in the first place. It is just a Trinidad carnival that is happening somewhere else. So it is, but every carnival anywhere you have it have their own, their own input. They have their own cultural input in it. But in the main, it is taken from Trinidad. The model is Trinidad and Tobago's model. The only carnival that doesn't want a Trinidad and Tobago model is Tobago, I guess.
Mm. And how do you feel about that situation?
I was told that, by the way, so I'm saying it from what I was told. I was told that they do not want Tobago's carnival to look like Trinidad's carnival. And in essence, that would mean that to look like Trinidad and Tobago's carnival. Because Trinidad and Tobago is really one place. It's two separate islands, but it's one place.
Are you disappointed? Because I know you are one of those people who have long called for Tobago to have its own carnival.
I've spent more than 30 years of my life trying to have a Tobago standalone carnival. Since in the days of a man named John Afong, I have been trying to do that. During the course of that time, we tried to do something that wasn't well organized or well anything, so it didn't really come off. I even choose the month. I even choose the month and the time when we should have it. October. I am the one who chooses all of that. But the thing about it is that, listen, if people believe that they can do whatever they want to do and they are competent and capable of doing it on their own, let them go ahead. I am not, I am the chairman of the National Carnival Commission. That is the only thing that gives me interest in having to have an input. As an individual, Tobago could do whatever they want with their carnival. It's theirs, and if that's what they feel, and they don't want any input from Trinidad. I can't do anything. As the chairman of the National Carnival Commission, I stand ready and wait to do whatever.
Have any of the stakeholders in Trinidad reached out to you about information for the Tobago Carnival?
I think stakeholders, Mass, Pan, Calypso, what? Hello?
Hello, sorry. I think we just kind of lost you for a little bit.
That's okay. I'm on the road. I'm driving, but I'm using a headpiece, so I'm fine. But what I'm saying is, stakeholders, like what you mean? Who stakeholders?
Whether it be mass band leaders, whether it be Calypsonians, anybody.
In Trinidad? You mean in Trinidad?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I have been in talks with a lot of the mass men. Up to yesterday, I was talking to a couple of mass band, executives. Because I was talking to Ainsley King yesterday, Calypsonian. I'm a Calypsonian. And, I think there's a lot of disappointment in how it is organized. I want to be totally honest. There's a lot of disappointment in how it is organized, or the expectation of what it was supposed to look like. I don't think that people are seeing that. And that's causing some disappointment. But at the end of the day, I would say again, that Tobago shape their thing to suit themselves. That's how they want it. That's what they do. So,
could you tell me a little bit about what your idea would have been for the Tobago Carnival? What would have you liked it to look like?
Well, having been to just about every carnival in the world, every Trinidad type carnival in the world, I would have liked to see Trinidad and Tobago Carnival dominate Tobago Carnival just like it is anywhere else, a regular carnival, with anything that Tobago want to have that is unique to Tobago in their carnival. Put whatever you want, but at the end of the day, there must be something core to carnival to bring people. So whatever that core is, let me tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago is known as the mecca of carnivals. All the carnivals that you see, it is called Trinidad type carnival. That's what they are called. And Trinidad type carnival is in just about so many countries. Like I have Trinidad type carnival. In one, some of them are very big, some of them are not so large, and what have you. But at the end of the day, we in Trinidad and Tobago do not have to reinvent the carnival wheel, because we are the ones who created the wheel in the first place. So we know exactly what it is, and we know what to do in terms of putting on carnival. But Tobago said that they do not want, listen, bear this in mind, Tobago said, and they said it to me personally, that they don't want Trinidad, they don't want Tobago Carnival to resemble Trinidad Carnival. And I take that to mean that Tobago want to do something that is totally unique to Tobago. What that is, I don't know. I am only told yesterday that because of Beverly's input and her angst with the way that they were treating the pan fraternity, that they now put on 2 or 3 pan event or something.
Yes.
So I am now told that. Only this morning I was told that. So I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing. I want to be totally honest. But I stand ready as the chairman of the National Carnival Commission to assist with whatever input that they need to have from the National Carnival Commission, as is my duty, and I must do it.
Is there room for the Tobago Carnival to have its own identity, given the reputation of Trinidad's Carnival?
Well, I said again that Trinidad and Tobago is one place. The last time I checked, it's one country. It's 2 separate islands, but it's one country. And I don't think that anywhere in the world that have a Trinidad type carnival can escape without some kind of Trinidad identification in their carnival. And I believe that is what Tobago is trying to get away from. They want it to look different. Maybe they want it to feel different. And listen, if people feel that they could do something like that and it is something that they can do, it might be something that would surpass Trinidad Carnival. It might be better. If that's what they feel they want to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. Well, the outcome is, and there's always room for change if you want. But they said that they don't want it to look like Trinidad Carnival. So they have their own thing. I remember when I was the Minister of Culture, and I went to Tobago to discuss that same Tobago Carnival. I was told that at that time I was told that they didn't really want that type of carnival thing because they wanted Tobago to be clean, something and serene. I don't know what the other word between there.
Clean, green, safe and serene.
Clean, green. They wanted Tobago to be clean, green, safe and serene. So at the time they didn't want to put that carnival in there because I guess that carnival may have made it a little brown or too much colors or whatever it is. I don't know. But they wanted it to be clean, green and serene. So the thing about it is that I don't know what they want now. Maybe they don't want it to be. I don't know. I really don't know. But all I can say is that as the chairman of the National Carnival Commission, the National Carnival Commission of Trinidad and Tobago has a responsibility for carnival in Trinidad and Tobago, and anything that they want us to do in terms of our responsibility as the commission, we stand ready to do that, to assist in whatever way we can and in whatever way they would like us to help.
All right, Mr. Peters, I just want to thank you for being on with us this morning and just to discuss with us a little bit about what's happening with the carnival.
Well, our carnival, Trinidad Carnival, is Trinidad and Tobago Carnival, I must say, is well on track, and everything seems to be all right. We are working hard towards the launch of Carnival. As you know, we have a statutory date for the launch of Carnival,
yes,
which is Republic Day, and we are working towards that. And of course, we are working towards one of the greatest carnival that this country has ever seen.
All right, great. Certainly looking forward to it.
We have been off for 2 years, and we gave them a taste of carnival, which whet the appetite of a lot of foreigners and a lot of people already. A lot of the places in Trinidad and Tobago already booked for Trinidad Carnival.
Yes, they are.
So it's we are working as is our job to do. We are planning. We are ready to execute a lot of the planning that we have been doing. So we are ready.
All right, great. Well, thank you again, Mr. Peters, for joining us. But viewers, don't go anywhere because we have a lot more coming up for you after the break.
Okay, have a good day.
Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me, together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago.
All right, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. And we are going to get into a conversation about another hot topic in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And this has to do with the Scrap Iron Dealers Association and what's been happening with the ban, that's a 6-month ban on the export of scrap metals. And to talk to us is the president of the Scrap Iron Dealers Association of Trinidad and Tobago in the form of Mr. Alan Ferguson. Special good morning and welcome to you, sir. Okay. I guess he's not quite on us yet. But okay, good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and yourself?
I am great. Wonderful to see you.
Okay, it's a nice be on your show. I want to good morning to your viewers and the ones in Tobago. Thank you for having me here.
All right, great. Now, just to bring our viewers a little bit up to speed on what's been happening. Now, there was a ban issued, a 6-month ban on the scrap iron, the export of scrap iron. So I just want you to elaborate on that ban and what that means for the industry.
Well, it's not that nothing has been banned as yet. What they do is they recommending a ban for 6 months, but our association is rejecting that because to do that in our industry will destroy it because a lot of our members have loans. A lot of them paying house loan and loan for equipments and all different type of thing. And then there's the next serious issue, which this industry which is employ a lot of poor people. A lot of poor people and a lot of people who cannot get work no way because they have no subject, they drop out of school. A lot of people who want to come out from even YDC or the jail system, we will help them and try to bring them in a way that they will remove away from crime and stay away from crime. All of that was working with our industry. But now, for the government to take away this, it will be thousands of people will be out of work. And at a time like this, when people now come out from the COVID, where that will be so much damages to Trinidad and Tobago in reference to business and all different things. People lost their work and all kind of thing. And at time now, for this to happen, it will really destroy our industry. Our industry cannot take 6 months out of this business. And then a lot of people who have contracts overseas also will lose the contracts. A lot of things will happen in that part of it. And then Trinidad and Tobago need to understand, not because you see a lot of people was just leaving the street and coming out and going on thief, TFCT wire and manhole cover. You see, when an industry not regularized, all these things just happen to it. And that is why since 2011 we are asking the government to please put things in place to make this industry one of the strong industry around the Caribbean and around this region.
But Mr. Ferguson, before you go on, I just want to get from you, how large is the industry? Like, how many people are we talking about that will be affected by this ban?
Well, affected and people who do business with us is people like the brokers, the truckers, if you go around Trinidad and Tobago, you see a lot of bandmen all over. And then most of the yards they employ hundreds of people daily. And when you check all this, is thousands and thousands of people. The last time we checked, some people is shocked that it's not only one area alone, it's the whole of Trinidad. Who is involved in any way? Look, Trinidad, let me explain to you. Trinidad have the dumper, Beetham dump, Arima dump, Claxon Bay dump, Point Fortin dump, even Tobago. Most people that just go to these dumps to retrieve the steel and different things that they could able to prepare it and bring it to our yards. All these people working in our industry, So when you check it out, you're going to take away all this bread, as they just call it, from all these poor people who don't have no work to go by. Because let me tell you, some of the people who work with us, when they go to their work in other places, they don't even listen to them, because they come from different areas. But we employ them and try to help them because we know that I, especially as a leader, we don't want to have an industry that reject people because what they have done, and if they're moving on and want to change, you want to take them because that they was in jail or they was a little miserable and they want to make things different. They get family, they get a wife, and they want to make things different for their life. We say we will take them and help them out more than any else other thing.
All right. So the government says that they want to institute this ban. When do they want to start the ban? They have that conversation with you.
Well. We hope that the ban do happen because we're willing to talk to them again. We're willing to show them that something could work out. We planning some things and we saying that we could, if we talk to the government again, and we probably might be able to show them how it could work out. Because let me explain something to you. Our organization have plenty experienced people in it about in this industry. We travel all over the world in reference to scrap iron and recycling. The whole thing about it is that we have organizations that don't want to listen to us. And when you don't listen to us, if they listen to me in the early stage when I tell them, let us ban copper for a 3 months or 2 months period of time, which we will have kill the market, we will have shut down the market, all these steps will not be taking place because we were able to shut down the whole copper market. Nobody couldn't buy, nobody will be able to sell. And this now will show a difference in the in this industry. But as how it is now, we find ourselves getting blamed for something that we can't take blame for, because Trinidad is a country that like to copy what's taking place outside of Trinidad. And that a lot of crime is taking place in all different sector. And what we could do about that is crime. This country, the crime is out of control, and our organization is not exemption from that. People have to understand that, and we face ourselves in a problem that people see, and because they don't understand how the industry works, we find ourselves in a serious problem. But to get rid of this organization, to ban this industry for 6 months, that is totally disaster for us. And let me say this, Tobago, listen to this carefully. Just about a month and 2 weeks, the Minister of Trade come to a national television and say this industry have in 2019 to 2022 improved 47% of export out of Trinidad. We is one of the largest sending out export out of Trinidad. You want to get rid of that? Before we try to fix it, you want to stop all this export out of Trinidad. You want to increase the export out of Trinidad, because we import a lot of things from outside, and if we sending out things, that is foreign exchange coming into our country, and you want to get rid of that for 6 months. You know what that will do to our foreign exchange also. That will cause damage.
I want to also touch on just an issue that is endemic to the scrap iron sector, and that is the theft of metals and so on. But this has not been happening now. It's a situation that has always been the case pretty much since the inception of the scrap iron industry. And I just wanted to talk to me a little bit on what it would take to really change that problem that's been there, that's been growing and festering there for such a long time.
Yes, and that is why in my early conversation with you, I tell you since 2011, we lobby in the government, because this industry, we have a law that since 1904, that is where we working on, a law since 1904. And the only time it was amended is in 2014, when they went to Parliament and amend the act to make for you to get your license, that you will have to go to the licenses committee in the court. That's the only thing changed in 1904, So you could understand you have an industry that grow so large that nothing was done to it. And we was keep on lobbying the government and other organizations to try to get this industry in the proper way, And this, whilst we waiting and we begging governments come, government go, you could understand the damage that this was doing to our industry. And now I am saying I'm not taking blame, because I have proof that I work hard and try. I was in meetings with all the stakeholders, meeting with the EMA, meeting with the police, intelligence, the corporation, the Ministry of Works, you name them, for the policy to put this industry in the correct way. This is not Johnny come lately and I just come. I out here long. I was elected in 2011 to put this industry in the correct way, and it's not that I fail. It's that we put the proposal together. Now, if you watch what we put together, and you will see that if a person come to your yard, we will monitor them with the CT camera. We will also make sure that any material coming to our yard will stay put for 7 days. So if you have any problem, people could come and watch and see whatever material was stolen from them. We're able to identify in our yard because we've been able to put it in a container directly one time when it comes. All these things we put in place. It seems like we was not doing nothing to save this industry, But as I say, some people think they know more, but they don't understand.
And on that point, I want you to tell me a little bit about, why, how many people are in support of you and your action to regularize the industry and to, kind of weed out the whole theft and to sort of protect it so that, it's legitimate and, you guys don't have to be faced with the problem of having these bans issued on you.
Well, every member, everybody will be supporting us in that. I think the majority of people would like to see the industry go away, that it have laws to make sure to put people out of business who like to steal. And that is why we lobby the government, because we know long they put this law in place, it will put the people who love to steal out of business. And it will make the industry grow such a way that we in Trinidad will benefit out of massive plan. This association for this industry, this association have plans so much that we have plans and projects to employ thousands of people, So if this come and happen to us now, this will throw back our big project that we have. That I think that in this region here, it will see some big massive project in the industry. And if we go and follow this 6 months ban, we in serious trouble. A lot of people will be out of work.
Well, one of the things that we've been seeing recently is that there's been a lot of arrests taking place. There's a lot of people that have been caught stealing the copper wires and copper cables and so on. What are your views in this? Because I don't think we've seen so many people been arrested for theft of copper as we've seen in recent times.
Well, what I can say is that if you have a crime going on and you're only waiting to catch people and you're not doing nothing to stop them from doing the act, that is where the problem comes in. So it will look bad in our way still. But if you put things in place to stop what taking place, we will go to TSCT in the early stages before this thing starts and tell them, if we don't do nothing to this, it will create a big problem in Trinidad and Tobago. That is why we had a proposal to them that for them to partner with us to remove all these cables that they condemn all over Trinidad and Tobago. And we had talked to them. Some people don't even understand that. So we was making all the steps, all the moves to make sure that this was taking place, do take place. And that is why we say we not taking blame for people who want to be lawless in Trinidad and criminals who want to come on the street and want to pull long cable and do a lot of things. We decided that we understand the industry, so we make the first step was to try to stop it. But people don't understand that, so they will still want to blame the Scrap Iron Association, the scrap people who are involved in scrap. But it's not like that. We did put things in place before this thing started to make sure it didn't happen. Because in 2013, TSCT had the same problem, and we had to sit down with them, with the security personality, and we worked with them, and we stopped the crime. People, at certain time, people seeing TSCT come and passing it straight because they know it's problem. We had done that in the past, and look at now. Why it is when certain people in charge, it is have certain problems to even talk to them or work with them. That is the problem, That is the problem today.
And do you think that the government is willing to work with you all? Because I know that you guys have been having a lot of conversations about how to regularize the industry and to weed out that theft of metal in the country. How you think? Do you think that you guys are going to get through with the government in terms of being allowed to work to making the industry better?
Well, the only how it could work is when we and the government sit down and we work it all. All the necessary stakeholders sit down and work it out. Because there's no way we alone could do that. We trying our best, but we is powerless. We just could only do what we could do. Because you understand Trinidadians, you understand Tobagonians, how we is operate sometimes. We write the government again asking for our next meeting. We continue asking for meeting because we know the only solution to the problem is us and them sitting down together to work this out. There's nowhere else out. There's no way out of this problem that we in at all, more than sitting down and getting to the real the depth of the matters and straightening it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ferguson, for being on with us and for just giving us a little bit of insight as to what's happening. I know you guys have a protest action on Friday. It's on Friday, right?
No. We canceled the protest. It was to be Saturday, not Friday.
Okay.
We had canceled the protest. Right now we do have no protest. We for a later date, but we hold up because the unions and them they having their march on Friday, so we didn't want to burden out nobody. So we say we will hold up until further notice. But we cancel the protest for this Saturday from Brian Lara Stadium was supporters being. We cancel it.
And hopefully the government might have a talk with you guys and perhaps reconsider that ban so that you guys don't need to protest.
So that is what I hoping and praying for.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ferguson, for being on set with us this morning. And viewers, all that's it for our program this morning. But before I go, I just want to, of course, remind you guys that, Tobago Updates is not affiliated with Tobago Channel 5. I just want to emphasize again that Tobago Updates is not affiliated with Tobago Channel 5. We are our own entity. And just to alleviate that confusion that's out there in that public space. So, we are two different products. And you can choose, hopefully you choose us, because, we are #1 in the country. And we have that reach up the rest of the Caribbean and so on. So we just thank you for your support and thank you for viewing with us and, stick with us, continue to stick with us because we have a lot more good stuff coming up on our programs as the days and the weeks and the months go ahead. All right, viewers, so have a wonderful, safe and productive day and we will see you again tomorrow morning.
We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is #1. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning Tobago. Good morning. Yeah.